Merhaba arkadaşlar, Geyik Takım kanalına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Kingdom'dan kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. En son bizim köyü yağmalamışlardı. Biz de kaçarak Tanberg'e geldiydik. Tamam gidiyorum, pardon ya. Burası bizim değil miymiş? Üzgünüm, özür dilerim. Şimdi nereye gidecektik biz? Pardon Allah. Sir Roland'la bir konuşalım bakalım ne diyormuş.
I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on.
Evet, karnım aç. Doğru diyorsun. Amca. Yemeğe mi gidiyoruz? Hadi gidelim.
I can't understand why he'd waste his talents, but I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation.
Yemek yemeliyim. Açız, aç. Yemek verin bize, yemek.
Milady. You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of
Buyurduğu için
Talbot
kendini
has graced
şanslı
us
say.
with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojana here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are then. Eat your fill.
Teşekkürler teyze.
Wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the outer bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Vay. Lady hakkımızı savunuyor.
By your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God
Teşekkürler
reward you for
lady'm.
your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Sana da good night
Night,
dedim.
man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bed chamber.
Yatak odasına yatabilirsin. Yatağa girmeden önce o pis çizmelerini çıkarmayı unutayım deme.
Into bed.
Lan ben size haber verdim. Belki sizi kurtardım. Sen bana dilenci muamelesi yapıyor bize arkadaşlar ya. Ye. Hedef başladı. Ye. Yiyelim. Tencereden yiyelim abi biz. Oh, karnımızı doyurduk. Ha, hala açız.
Ha?
Ha, o yetmiyor. O zaman şunları da bir alalım. Bunları ben satarım sonra. Bunları al. Çök. Bunları sonra satarız. Paraya ihtiyacımız olur. Köylü takımıyız biz. Bunları çarpalım. Ardından bir ı'ya gelelim. Yiyecek. Mercimek püresi. Yiyelim bakalım. Besin 34. Mercimek çorbasını da yiyelim. 42. Hadi 2 tane de yuvarlak ekmek yiyelim. Lahana yiyelim. Lahana iyi veriyormuş ya. Peynir de yiyelim. Tamam. Şimdi uyku vakti. Uyumaya doğru gidelim. Şu at bizim. Vermem o atı. Kapıyı da kapat. Rahatsız etmeyin beni kardeş. Ben uyuyacağım. Otur bakalım bir. Şimdi de uyu. Şöyle bir 10 saat uyuyalım. 12 saat uyuyalım. Günün yarısını uyuyarak geçelim. Zaten uyumadıktan başka bir şey yapamıyoruz ki. Ne oldu?
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled.
Sıra dışı bir şey görecek olursanız derhal report edin. Anlaşıldı mı? Aferin aferin. Bak çizmeleri çıkarmamışız. O kim ki onu dinleyeceğiz.
Yes?
Kimsin?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady,
Leydim.
no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace,
Vay be.
to let you know you're not
Lady
alone.
insan çıktı insan.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very
Hiç gibi
new and
hissetmeni
strange
istiyorum.
for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world. Although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Vay be. Lady gerçekten insan çıktı. Öbürü de insan müsveddesi diyebiliriz. Baskını anlat.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened.
Burada ufak bir bug var herhalde.
The day started just like any other.
En başta babam birkaç iş için beni şehre göndermişti.
I went to the tavern to buy ale for father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind because my girl
Ama
Bianca.
umursamadım çünkü sevgilim
I
Bianca
courted
orada
her a while and we
çalışıyordu.
agreed to meet in the evening, but our meeting was never to happen.
Ama bu buluşma hiç gerçekleşmeyecekti.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home.
Evet bir bug var.
I
Normalde
promised
biz
father
şurada
I'd help
oturuyoruz
him with his
ama
work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig.
Sir Radzig kılıca
The sword
bakmaya
was taking
geldi.
shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. Sigismund's cavalry was composed of Cumans,
Kumanlardan oluşuyor. Savaş kuralı nedir bilmeyen doğudan gelmiş şeytani barbarlar bunlar.
bloodthirsty cutthroats.
Kanına
The
susamış
very fact
katiller.
Sigismund has them with him shows what a tyrant he is.
Well, I don't know.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
En sonu başarısız oldu.
The gate to the castle was open. The bells and horns sounded the alarm, and the villagers ran to the castle to take cover. They were carrying the few possessions they could grab in haste, and I saw the terror in their eyes.
I can't even imagine how awful it must have been.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a
Gizli,
concealed path
gizli
around
bir
the
yol
castle.
vardı. Onlar köyü yalnız kazık kuşatmaya başladı. Bir at bulmam gerekiyordu.
I needed a horse to get to the safety of
Kendimi
Talmberg and
güvene
to warn you
alabilmem
all.
için bir at bulmam
And with all
gerekiyordu.
that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
like a
Evet, bunların
valiant
hepsini
knight.
yaptım.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Evet, bunların hepsini yaptık.
It's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his
Hayatta
bidding.
karşına çıkarsa
Those
çıkarsın
who are
inancını yitirmemelisin
corrupted by
diyor.
greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me and my husband
Önce dehşet
either.
verici şeyle karşılaştırıldığında
Also, in comparison
hiç.
to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her
işte
lot.
orta çağda
Shortly
kadınlara
after our
verilen değer.
marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the
Önüne
castle
ne
was
çıkarsa onu
stormed
kabul
and my
edeceksin.
husband was imprisoned.
Hala da günümüzde de bazı bölgeler için devam ediyor maalesef.
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
Vay.
That's awful.
Sir Divish de zamanda
I was barely
tutsakmış.
18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband.
Helal
In
olsun
the
kız.
end, I raised the money to pay a
Neler
ransom.
başarmış bak.
And
Kocasını
only
kurtarmak
then,
için
by the
fidyeyi tek
grace
başına
of Lord
toplamış.
Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Harville punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you
Lady
with
bizi
this? You
dinlemek
have
yerine
troubles
sanki
enough
biraz
of
kendi
your own.
dertlerini anlatmak için de gelmiş.
I'll go and let you sleep.
Evet hadi git de uyuyayım ben artık ya. Hadi ya. Hadi.
I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Hadi git de uyuyayım ben de az ya. Biz de insanız hani. Aha. Ne oluyor? Ha, rüya görüyor. Çok kötü bir travma ya. Böyle bir şey görmek. Böyle bir şey yaşamak. Gerçekten tabii Belki binlerce, milyonlarca insan bu tarz olayları yaşayarak büyüdü, öldü.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Skaliz'den gelen birileri varmış. Gidelim. Aç kapıyı. Siperlere gideceğiz. Siperler nerede? Burada. Koş koş koş koş koş. Neredesiniz hani? Oğlum grup geliyor, siz burada neyi tartışıyorsunuz lan? Neler oluyor?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since
Şanslı
he's lost
kalmış,
the element of
kaçırmışken
surprise after
diyor.
the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here. Won't we?
Aye, we will.
Take care.
Halt! Who goes there? Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robber?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a
Bu
good
yaşta iyi
night's
bir gece
sleep.
uykusu çekmesi gerek insanın.
you didn't exactly pick the best
Çok iyi.
time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a
Hala
bit of a
birbirleriyle
scramble,
şakalaşıyorlar
all right.
ya.
Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to
Kaçmışlar.
say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Rattay. It's only a short way, and there we'll have
Rattay'a
a better
gideceğiz.
chance of defense and enough room for all of
Şansımız
these
daha az
people.
ve bütün insanlar için daha fazla
If
yer var.
Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here,
Hala
sir.
seninle mi?
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I see you've grown a thick skin since your tribulations,
Yarattığımız zorlukla sizi
Well, thank you.
katılaştırmış efendim ama teşekkür
We'll meet
ederim.
again when circumstances
Şartlar
are
daha iyi
more
olduğu zaman tekrar
favorable.
görüşeceğiz. Elveda.
Farewell. Farewell, friend. And good
Elveda
fortune.
dostum.
Give
Bol
my
şans.
regards to Sir Hanish.
I will.
Sir
Good
Hanish.
luck to you and your people too. These are dark times. Move out!
Zor zamanlardan geçiyoruz. Karanlık zamanlar. Hem de ne karanlık. Önümüzü göremiyoruz. O kadar karanlık ki önümüzü göremiyoruz. Ne diyorsun bakayım? Yardımcı olabilir miyim?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yesterday.
Kabul ettim
Of
diyor.
course
Mecbursun yapmaya yani diyor.
Splendid. And don't worry. I'll
Son
tell the men to
adamlarıma
relieve you
nöbet
later.
senden devralmalarını söyleyeceğim. Evet, şimdi nöbet tutacağız. Burada tutalım nöbeti. Burada nöbet tutmak için zaman geçirmeniz, erteleyemezsin, kaybedecek vakit yok. Nereye gideceğim ki ben? Bu tarafa mı gidiyordum ya? Burası silahlığa gidiyor. Siperlerdeyim işte. Böyle dolanacağım mı yani ben sabaha kadar? Muhafız konuş bakalım.
God be with you. What
Ne
do you think about how the
düşünüyorsun?
Scarlet's fate, mate?
Thank the Lord. I thought it was
Yeah.
Sigismund descending.
Sigismund sanmıştım.
Well, and come he will, of that I'm sure. I just hope we'll be
Ne
as...
kadar
By the
şanslı
way,
oluruz.
Henry, my condolences.
Sağ ol canım, sağ ol.
Wandering around
Dostlar
like
sağ
a
olsun.
stray sheep must be your first one. I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the
Bu
wall and
neyin
wait till
nesini
morning.
gösteririm sana.
Good luck to you.
Diyor ki duvara yaslan bekle. Şimdi T'ye bas diyor, zaman geçir diyor. Biz 5'e kadar zaman geçirsek yeterli. Zaten sabaha kadar tutacağız diyordu. Nöbetimizi de tutalım. Sabaha kadar bekle. Bekledim işte. Birazdan bekleyeceğiz. Tamam, 6'ya kadar bekleyelim. Heh. Ne oluyor lan?
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick!
Koş koş koş koş, savaş var. Bana bir kalkan kılıç bir şeyler verin. Ha, buraya gelmişler.
See how the self-appointed king
Kendi kendine kral eden bu adam nasıl kazanmış sadık halkın saygısını falan diyor.
Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause.
Çekmekte epey yetenekli. Aha geliyor.
You may be in for a surprise.
Keltoş geliyor.
I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scarlet's and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot! Do you want to end up like them?
Doğru söylüyor. Aptal olma
I
diyor.
am Sir Markwart von
Doğru.
Auwitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king. And here in Talmberg, divine peace reigned.
Tam
until
politikacıymış.
your arrival.
Sir Devish.
To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, the Ratsig Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less.
Harbi tam politikacı ha.
My humble man
Tek ayak
is any
üstünde
obstacle to your army.
1000 tane yalan söylüyor.
Am I to inform the king then that the Ratsig Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I
As
will
you wish.
relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Kaybol. Oğlum seni bulacağım. Seni bulacağım ve kafanı kellenden koparacağım. Yanlış oldu. Ha, kelleni vücudundan koparacağım. Seni bulacağım. İntikamımı alacağım seni bulup kardeş. Bak yalan söylüyor. Kesin yalan söylüyor. İşte politika dediğim böyle yapılır ya.
Get on with you, Robard.
Dayı sen de onu savaşta nasıl kullanacaksın zar zor kaldırdığın şeyi ya. İki elinle kaldırıp omzuna atıyorsun. Seni bulacağım kel. Seni bulacağım. Dış kaldeki siperlere git. Sıradaki görevimiz. Ona da gitmişiz. Şimdi şununla konuşacağız. Sevdiklerini göm. Sir Robert ile konuş. Bir at bul.
Good day to you.
Sigmus şunu tek tek bir konuşalım.
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what?
Tamam. Sigmus neyin peşinde?
Gutenberg. Well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Gutenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his
Prag'daki asiller isyan etmiş.
him and Wenceslas's cousin Jobst.
Kral da kuzeni Jost ile iş başında parmaklar olduğu kesin diyor falan filan.
Why do you think?
Stratejik bir konumu ve güçlü duvarları var.
Because it has a strategic position and good fortifications, so it can be used as a base for...
King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire.
Kiminse kral olur.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favored.
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to...
Where did these
Şey
Germans
ne diyor?
I don't know much about them. Only what the
Peşi'nin
chamberlain
hikayenin dediği kadarını
that they came
biliyorum
to Hungary
sadece.
from the east and settled there.
Ben doğudan gelip oraya yerleşkenin tanrısız barbarlar, acımasız savaşçılar onlar. Geç. Çok boş yaptım burada. Sıkatse gitmeli.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands.
Şimdi. Benim yerimde sen olsan ne yap? Aynısını yapardın. Mı diyelim, ailemi gömmem mi gerek diyelim. Ailemi gömmem gerek diyeyim.
Good God, boy.
Geri getiremeyeceğin insan kendi hayatını çöp atmak istiyorsun. Senden canı böyle unut gitsin. İzin vermedim. Kanına dokunamadık. Şimdi bizim bir at bulup buradan kaçmamız lazım. Çekilin bakayım. Lan nereye girdim? Ne yapıyorsunuz lan? Evet, şuradan içeri girelim. Buranın çıkışı nere? Orayı ben bir bulayım. Buranın çıkışı bura ama kapı kapalı. Buradan kendim atlarım. Ama acaba atla atlayabilir miyim? Deneyelim. Hangisi benim attı? Şu muydu benim at? Bin hadi. Yok, bu çal diyor. Bunu da çal diyor. Heh, bu. Benim at buymuş. Hadi. Heh. Şuradan gidelim. De 4 nala. Atla. Olmadı. Gene olmadı. Ölsen ne olacak la? Şuradan atlayamıyorsun at. Buradan atlayamıyoruz. Bir daha deneyeceğim ya. Son şansım. Koş. Tutturamıyor ki. Dönmüyor ki at. Allah Allah. Şuradan deneyelim. Hadi. Geçtin. Heh. Tamam. Küfür etme. Küfür etme. Ah, canım çok azaldı. Şimdi Skaliz nerede? Doğru mu gidiyorum? Bir haritaya bakalım hemen. Yok, doğru gitmiyor. A'ya doğru döneceğiz. Boş. Şimdi bizim üzerimizde can verecek bir şey var mı ya? Kayıtsızın içkisi. Şunu bir ye. Bir de buradan nereden veriyorduk onu ya? Enverter oyuncu ha. Değerler ana seviye. İlk yardım, avare, sofu. Neymiş sofu mesela? Yemek yemeden %30 daha geç. Etin görüş mesafeni aşağı şekilde arttırır. Böylece yol üstündeki haydutlar olabilir. Avare neymiş? Zor şartlarda yetiştim. Bu yüzden yataklar. Ha. Ben şu sofuyu alırım. Başka var mı bir şey verebileceğim? Yok. Hadi gidelim. Can da azaldı ama yapacak bir şey yok. Şuradan yola indik. Aşağı doğru gidelim. Dia. Yürü bakalım aslan. Götür bizi. Kamp diyor. Heh. Eve dönüş.
You'll have to wait for me here, friend. Better to keep going on my own.
Kendim gitsem daha iyi olacak. Her yeri yakmışlar, yıkmışlar. Yazık, bütün insanları öldürmüşler ya. İşte savaş kötü bir şeydir arkadaşlar. Her yer kan revan. Kaleyi de yıkmışlar lan. Anne ve babanı bul. Ama şöyle yapalım arkadaşlar. Videoları fazla uzun tutmamaya çalışıyorum. İzlemesi daha kolay olsun diye. Bu videoyu ben burada bitireyim arkadaşlar. Bir sonraki videoda Henry'nin maceralarına kaldığımız yerden devam ederiz. Bizi izlediğiniz için teşekkürler arkadaşlar. Kanala abone olup videolarımızı eğer seviyorsanız tabii ki abone olmayı unutmayın. Videolarımızı da beğenmeyi unutmayın. İstediğiniz ne bileyim bir şeyler varsa yorumlara yazabilirsiniz. Şunu şöyle yap, bunu böyle yap diye. Elimden geldiğince bunlara uyup sizlerin dediklerini de yapmaya çalışırım. Hoşça kalın arkadaşlar.